Hey guys, what is up? It is Lee here and welcome to a new video. Welcome to Road to Insane Final Boss episode number 2, and kicking it off with a Sockemum Enraged Dormant Stabasiliske, which I sold for 650 mil, and I put that cash in a drop tab that I have been sort of keeping whilst going for this title, so I might keep it all the way until I get the title, or I might sell it beforehand. I'm not really quite sure. Let me know what you think I should do. I'm pretty sure what the answer is going to be, but yeah, let us know anyway. We got ourselves the Calphite Queen pet, so with me finishing KBD, I decided to do Calphite Queen, with it being sort of the most AFK boss prior to KBD, so that's what I was pretty much doing. AFKing that, watching Netflix and stuff like that. So yeah, got that at I think 657 KC, I think, I can't really remember. And then we continued to work on next, been during with a lot of people, so thank you for everyone that's been helping me towards KC, and you know, we've been making quite a bit of GP whilst doing this as well. Now, as you can see there, we got the next pet, which was amazing. We got it with a Virtus robe top as well, I believe, so it was a double broadcaster, which was extra cool. And yeah, I was pretty buzzing with that, to be honest. I don't really get hyped too much on this game. That's the reason why I do so much voiceovers, because when I'm PVMing, I'm either listening to music, talking to friends, or watching movies and stuff like that, so I don't really have much of a reaction, which is a shame really, because yeah, I look back and I should have been much happier than what I was at the time. But yeah, that is awesome to get under the wraps, and that is, I think the next pet was unlocked at 1933 KC. We'll see the slides at the end. And then we moved on to a Raxor. So I've been doing a lot of a Raxor prior to this as well. In episode 1, he did see me do quite a bit of Spider Boss. And yeah, I think I mentioned that I only do Spider Boss when it's 1-2, I duo top, and then when it's 2-3, I solo mid. I really cannot be bothered doing bottom path because it's just slower kills, and it's a time-based phase on path 3, and it's just something which I'm not really interested in at the moment. I just want to stack up on legs and just get general KC towards the base pet. I mean, we're well over 1,000 Araxor KC now, and yeah, look at that. We got a double chest there with a fang and a middle leg piece, and yeah, the PMs were quite amazing, to be honest. I've never really seen that before. I've seen it, you know, happen to a few people, but not a fang and a middle leg piece, and especially that is my first ever double chest at Araxor as well, which is even more special. So yeah, moving back onto Telos, with me relearning things there, I decided to get some streaks on the go, and we got ourselves a Pure Orb, which again, another Sockemum Enrage. So yeah, that is at the start of a new weapon, and with me kind of doing a bit of Telos, later on we decided to push towards like doing 800s, getting back in the swing of things. But prior to that, we did some Calphite King with Alan and Mark in the clan, and it was a good laugh really. And yeah, because I need to get the Calphite King pet anyway. I think I'm over 400 KC now, so it's not too bad. But we got ourselves a Dragor Rapier, which yeah, Calphite King isn't really a boss that I mind too much. It's just the fact that it can green shield and heal back up really quickly, and it's quite annoying. But nonetheless, you know, we're getting drops from that anyway. And we started to go back to Telos, and as you can see, we got a Dragonstone drop there at 800% Enrage, and it re-rolled into a Volcanic Orb, which was very cool. That isn't the first drop that I've had from Telos, which is being re-rolled with the Luca the Dwarf's Ring. So yeah, it's pretty nice, and as I said, relearning High Enrage, just so I could streak better when I do decide to go from 100% Enrage back streaking. So yeah, that is pretty much what I was doing, with the drop rate as well being, I think, 1 in 47 at 800% Enrage. Well, I got 2 drops quite, you know, quickly really. I think a day apart. We got the Orb and then we got a ZGS there. Shame really, but I do believe we needed that for the collection log, or it might be my second one. I'm not really quite sure there. It might be my second actually. But yeah, nonetheless, a drop is a drop. Then we continued back onto Araxor, and we got a web there, so that is our second web on the collection log. I think we still need an eye, obviously, at the base pet. All the base pet unlocks, a bottom leg piece, and yeah, the 2 spider pets for the collection. So yeah, that's not too bad, coming along nicely. But a web, I think, is a 20 or 25 mil loss there as well. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame. But that was our, I think, 6th or 7th middle leg piece as well on the collection log, which is very nice. And as you can see there, I keep right clicking leaving the corpse, where I was doing this for a good amount of time. I mean, a couple of months. I had no idea when it had been changed, but I was during with one of my friends, and he was like, "Why do you keep teleporting out? You do realize you can just teleport in the room now. They'd fixed it. They changed it." So yeah, that is something which I didn't know, and you know, I was quite embarrassed by, really, you know, how I kept leaving, right-click leaving the corpse every time I'd got the kill. But we've been doing some Virago as well, trios, and yeah, I'm not really, I decided that I was going to only show Virago when I got a drop, but we've been putting the hours in at Virago and not really getting anything, so I sort of decided to put in a couple of the kills, you know, when I get sort of 3 out of 5 drops or 5 out of 5 drops, so. And that's what I'm going to be doing, I think, with Virago regardless, because we put in, I think, in this episode a good 20 hours of Virago, and we didn't even see a seismic, so that's quite unfortunate. But yeah, I have been slowly progressing with Virago, so don't you worry there. It's just hard mode, I think, that I'm going to really be struggling with, so yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But yeah, nonetheless, I'm enjoying Virago again, getting back into it, especially with the people that I'm going with, which is pretty cool. So that is it for Virago, really. As I said, no seismic, quite unlucky there, but energies are still worth quite a nice amount, I think 700 to 800k. So yeah, and it looks quite cool on the collection log when you do have hundreds of tectonic energies. So hopefully we can get that in the thousands as well as soon as possible, which will look pretty nice. And then after the Virago sessions, we pretty much went back to Araxor when it's, I think, 2-3, and yeah, we got a drop there which was valued at, I think, 15k GP. So let me know if you've had a drop from Araxor which has been less than 15k, and if you have had one, let me know what items you did get in the chest. And yeah, coming in with more spider leg middles because the rotation was 2-3. Onyxes as well, stacking up on Onyxes quite well. I think I have about 50 in the bank at the moment, you know, in the drop tab, which is pretty cool. And again, another 36k drop there, which I did re-roll to a 308. So yeah, re-rolling the low drops, not the high drops, so you guys aren't too mad at me for that. Anyway guys, that is our 10th spider leg middle, ending off the PVM clips and onto the boss slides. So onto the slides then, the first one being the bobbleheads and the Legio slides. This slide is going to be complete in episode 3. I did say in this episode we would have unlocked all the bobbleheads, but I'm going to be doing that in episode 3. I've got all the energies saved up and I'm going to unlock them all in one go. So that's going to look pretty nice all lit up. Now what I'm also going to do is not really talk about the slides too much like I did in episode 1, because I feel it's going to be quite repetitive, so I may as well just put some tunes on. We know the 2 boss pets that we got in this episode, Nex and Calfight Queen, so them 2 bosses will be lit up on these slides, so that is pretty cool. Anyway guys, I shall see you in the next video, so have fun, stay safe, and peace.